Ladies and gentlemen, time is the one resource you can never get back. It is the most democratic and impartial gift life gives us. Everyone, no matter their status, wealth, or circumstances, receives the same 24 hours in a day. Yet the difference between those who succeed and those who stagnate lies in how they choose to spend that precious currency. Time isn't just ticking, it's racing. Every second that passes is gone forever, and every moment wasted is a moment stolen from your future. The way you use your time reflects the life you're creating, and 2025 demands that you treat it like the treasure it is. Think of time as a bank account. Every day you're given 86,400 seconds to spend. You can't save it for tomorrow, and you can't borrow more. It's up to you to decide whether you'll invest that time wisely or squander it on things that don't serve your purpose. Successful people understand this. They know that every decision, every action, every choice is either a step closer to their goals or a step further away. Time doesn't care about your excuses, your distractions, or your lack of motivation. It simply keeps moving forward. If you don't learn to value it, you'll find yourself looking back, wondering where it all went. Let's break it down. How much of your time is spent on things that truly matter? How many hours do you lose scrolling mindlessly through social media, caught up in someone else's highlight reel, comparing your behind the scenes to their curated perfection? How many evenings slip away binge watching shows, delaying the work you know needs to be done? How many days have you spent worrying about the opinions of others instead of focusing on building the life you want? These are the hard questions you need to ask yourself, because at the end of the day, every second spent on distractions is a second stolen from your dreams. Time isn't just money, it's far more valuable than that. Money can be earned, saved, and spent again. Time, once it's gone, is gone forever. When you understand this, you'll begin to see how priceless every moment is. You'll start to protect your time the way you would protect your most precious possession. You won't waste it on trivial arguments, toxic relationships, or things that don't align with your purpose. You'll learn to say no without guilt, because every no to distractions is a yes to your future. But valuing your time doesn't just mean cutting out the obvious distractions. It also means being intentional about how you spend it. Are you investing your time in activities that move you closer to your goals? Are you dedicating enough time to learning, growing, and improving yourself? Are you spending your days creating or consuming, progressing or procrastinating? Every moment is an opportunity to take a step forward or to remain stuck. The choice is yours, but the clock doesn't stop ticking. Consider this: every hour you spend investing in yourself compounds over time. Just like money in a savings account, the time you spend on self-improvement, learning, and building your skills will yield dividends far greater than the initial effort. A single hour dedicated to reading, practicing a skill, or working on your goals may not seem significant in the moment, but over a year, those hours add up. They create momentum, build habits, and lay the foundation for a life of success. The small, consistent investments you make in yourself today will determine where you stand tomorrow. Time also forces you to prioritize. It demands that you clarify what truly matters to you. When you understand the value of time, you'll stop saying yes to everything and start focusing on the things that align with your purpose. You'll learn that you can't do it all. And that's okay. The key is to identify your priorities and dedicate your time to what matters most. Whether it's your career, your relationships, your health, or your passions, the way you allocate your time reflects what you value. If your schedule doesn't align with your goals, it's time to make a change. There's another critical aspect of valuing your time: learning to protect it from those who don't respect it. Not everyone deserves access to your time, and that's not selfish, it's self-preservation. Some people will drain your energy, demand your attention, and pull you away from your purpose without offering anything in return. These are the people you need to let go of in 2025. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, inspire you, and respect your time as much as you do. Because the truth is, the people you spend your time with have a profound impact on the direction of your life. And don't forget to leave time for yourself. In the hustle to achieve your goals, it's easy to fall into the trap of overworking and burning out. But self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Time spent recharging, reflecting, and taking care of your mental and physical health is just as important as time spent working. It's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters. When you prioritize your well-being, you'll find that you're more focused, more productive, and more capable of making the most of your time. Time is also a teacher. It shows you that change is inevitable, that nothing lasts forever, and that every season of life has its lessons. The mistakes of your past, they're lessons you can learn from. The pain you've endured, it shaped you into the person you are today. The opportunities you missed, they're reminders to seize the moment when it comes again. Time doesn't just measure your life, it molds it. When you embrace this, you'll stop fearing the passage of time and start using it to your advantage. Ultimately, valuing your time is about taking control of your life. It's about recognizing that you are the author of your story and every day is a blank page. It's about being intentional, disciplined, and focused on what truly matters. Not everything in your life deserves a seat at your table. Some things, some people, some habits exist only to drain you, to sap your energy, and to pull you away from the path you're meant to walk. It's time to face a hard truth. Not everything or everyone in your life is good for you. The sooner you recognize this, the sooner you can start protecting what matters most, your peace, your energy, and your purpose. Cutting off what drains you is not about being cold or ruthless. It's about survival. It's about thriving in a world that will take everything from you if you allow it. Start by identifying the drains in your life. What exhausts you instead of energizing you? What leaves you feeling empty instead of fulfilled? These drains come in many forms. Sometimes it's the toxic relationships, the people who take and take but never give. They only call when they need something, only show up when it benefits them, and disappear when it's your turn to lean on them. These people might wear the mask of a friend, a partner, or even family, but deep down, you know they're taking more than they're giving. Then there are the habits and routines that rob you of your time and focus. Endless hours spent scrolling on your phone, engaging in gossip, or procrastinating on what you know needs to be done. These are all drains. They might seem harmless in the moment, but over time they add up. Every wasted minute is a minute stolen from your dreams, your growth, and your peace of mind. The more you let these drains persist, the further you drift from the life you're capable of living. Work can also be a drain if it's misaligned with your purpose. Are you stuck in a job that leaves you feeling unfulfilled, undervalued, or stagnant? It's easy to justify staying in a situation like that. Bills need to be paid and responsibilities need to be met. But if your work is draining you, it's also stealing from your future. It's taking the best hours of your day and leaving you with little energy to invest in what truly matters. Recognizing this drain is the first step toward finding work that aligns with your passions and allows you to grow. But let's not forget the most subtle drain of all, your own mindset. Negative self-talk, doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs can be just as draining as toxic people or bad habits. Every time you tell yourself you're not good enough, every time you let fear hold you back, you're pouring your energy into something that doesn't serve you. Your mind is your most powerful tool, but when it's filled with negativity, it becomes your greatest drain. Cutting off what drains you requires courage. It's not easy to walk away from relationships, habits, or routines that have been a part of your life for so long. It's not easy to face the discomfort of change. But the alternative, staying stuck, staying drained, is far worse. The pain of letting go is temporary. The cost of holding on is permanent. You have to ask yourself what's more important: the temporary discomfort of change or the long-term peace and growth that comes from cutting off what doesn't serve you. Setting boundaries is a crucial part of this process. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They're guidelines that protect your energy and your peace. They're a way of saying, this is what I need to thrive, and I won't compromise on that. Whether it's limiting the time you spend with certain people, saying no to obligations that don't align with your goals, or carving out time for self-care, boundaries are your defense against the drains in your life. And remember, cutting off doesn't always mean cutting out entirely. Sometimes it's about creating distance, limiting access, or changing the dynamic of a relationship. It's about finding a balance that allows you to maintain your energy and focus while still being compassionate and understanding. But if something or someone continues to drain you despite your best efforts to set boundaries, you have to be willing to walk away. Because at the end of the day, your peace and your purpose are worth far more than any toxic relationship or unhealthy habit. When you cut off what drains you, you create space for what fulfills you. You open up your life to new opportunities, new relationships, and new growth. You give yourself the freedom to focus on what truly matters: your goals, your passions, and your well-being. You start to feel lighter, more energized, and more in control of your life. It's not just about removing the negative, it's about making room for the positive. Think of your energy like a bank account. Every interaction, every habit, every thought either deposits into that account or withdraws from it. If you're surrounded by drains, your account will always be in the red. But when you cut off what drains you and invest in what uplifts you, your energy begins to grow. You start to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. You're no longer just surviving, you're thriving. This isn't a one-time process, it's an ongoing journey. Life will always bring new challenges, new distractions, and new drains. But when you make a habit of assessing your life and cutting off what doesn't serve you, you build a foundation of strength and resilience. You learn to protect your energy like the valuable resource it is. You learn to prioritize your well-being without guilt or hesitation. Cutting off what drains you is an act of self-love. It's a way of saying to yourself, I deserve better. My time, my energy, my peace, they're worth protecting. It's a declaration that you will no longer tolerate anything that takes more from you than it gives. And when you make that declaration, you step into a life of purpose, clarity, and fulfillment. Self-investment isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. In a world where distractions are endless and external demands never cease, the greatest gift you can give yourself is to invest in your own growth, well-being, and future. First, let's redefine what self-investment means. It's not just about spending money on courses, books, or gym memberships, though those are part of it. Self-investment is a mindset. It's about committing to becoming the best version of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's about understanding that the most valuable asset you have is you. When you neglect yourself, you diminish your capacity to thrive. But when you invest in yourself, you multiply your ability to contribute to the world around you. One of the most critical areas of self-investment is education. This doesn't necessarily mean formal schooling, it means committing to lifelong learning. The world is evolving at a rapid pace, and the skills that served you yesterday may not serve you tomorrow. Whether it's learning a new language, mastering a technical skill, or simply reading books that expand your perspective, education is the gateway to opportunity. When you invest in your knowledge, you equip yourself to adapt, innovate, and lead. It's not just about career advancement, it's about personal growth. The more you know, the more confident and capable you become. But self-investment isn't limited to intellectual pursuits, it's also about taking care of your body. Your health is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, success, wealth, and relationships lose their meaning. Investing in your health means eating nourishing foods, exercising regularly, and prioritizing rest. It means listening to your body and giving it what it needs to function at its best. Think of your body as the vehicle that carries you through life. If you don't maintain it, it will break down. But when you invest in your health, you gain energy, clarity, and longevity. Equally important is emotional self-investment. This is about understanding and managing your emotions, building resilience, and cultivating a positive mindset. Life will throw challenges your way, that's inevitable. But when you invest in your emotional well-being, you develop the tools to navigate those challenges with grace and strength. This might mean seeking therapy, practicing mindfulness, or surrounding yourself with supportive people. It might mean journaling to process your thoughts or engaging in activities that bring you joy. Emotional self-investment is not about avoiding pain, it's about building the capacity to handle it and grow from it. Spiritual self-investment is another crucial aspect. This doesn't necessarily mean religion, though it can for some. It's about connecting with something greater than yourself, whether that's nature, a higher power, or your inner wisdom. It's about finding purpose and meaning in your life. When you invest in your spiritual well-being, you gain a sense of peace and direction that anchors you in the face of uncertainty. You learn to trust the journey even when the destination isn't clear. Financial self-investment is often overlooked but incredibly important. This isn't just about saving money, it's about using your resources to build a better future. It might mean taking a course to advance your career, starting a side hustle, or investing in tools that make your life easier. It's about understanding that money is a tool, not a goal. When you use it wisely, it becomes a means to create opportunities, reduce stress, and achieve your dreams. Financial self-investment also means learning to manage your money effectively. The more control you have over your finances, the more freedom you have to pursue what truly matters to you. Time is another critical resource that demands self-investment. How you spend your time reflects your priorities. Are you using it to build a life you're proud of, or are you wasting it on distractions and obligations that don't serve you? Self-investment means guarding your time fiercely. It means saying no to what doesn't align with your goals and yes to what does. It means creating space for the things that truly matter: your health, your relationships, your passions. Time is finite, and once it's gone, you can't get it back. Investing it wisely is one of the most powerful acts of self-love. Self-investment also requires discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the demands of daily life and put your needs on the back burner. But if you don't prioritize yourself, no one else will. Discipline means showing up for yourself even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient. It means choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It means understanding that every small step you take toward investing in yourself adds up over time. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. One of the most beautiful things about self-investment is that it creates a ripple effect. When you invest in yourself, you inspire others to do the same. You become a better partner, parent, friend, and leader. You have more to give because you're operating from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Self-investment isn't just about improving your life, it's about elevating everyone around you. It's about creating a legacy of growth and empowerment. Finally, self-investment is a lifelong journey. There's no finish line, no point at which you've arrived. There's always more to learn, more ways to grow, more areas to improve. This isn't a burden, it's a privilege. The opportunity to invest in yourself is a gift that not everyone gets. By seizing that opportunity, you honor your potential and set the stage for a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Saying no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop, yet for many people, it's one of the hardest to practice. Society often conditions us to be agreeable, to avoid conflict, and to put others' needs before our own. But when you say yes to everything and everyone, you ultimately say no to yourself. Learning to say no unapologetically isn't about being rude or dismissive, it's about protecting your time, energy, and well being. It's about understanding your priorities and standing firm in them, even when it's uncomfortable. At its core, saying no without apology is an act of self respect. It's recognizing that your time and energy are finite resources and you have the right to decide how they're spent. When you say yes to something out of guilt or obligation, you often sacrifice something important, whether it's your peace of mind, your productivity, or your ability to focus on what truly matters. Every time you agree to something that doesn't align with your goals, you're taking time away from something that does. Saying no isn't selfish, it's necessary. But saying no unapologetically doesn't mean being harsh or indifferent. It means being clear, direct, and firm while remaining respectful. It's about understanding that you don't owe anyone a detailed explanation or justification for your decisions. A simple no, I'm unable to do that, or that doesn't work for me is enough. Adding unnecessary apologies or justifications often opens the door for pushback or guilt tripping. When you communicate your boundaries with confidence, you send a message that your time and priorities are non-negotiable. For many, the fear of saying no stems from a desire to avoid disappointing others. You might worry about being seen as difficult, unhelpful, or even unkind. But the truth is, overcommitting yourself to please others only leads to burnout and resentment. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you're stretched too thin, you're not able to give your best to anyone, not to your work, your loved ones, or yourself. Saying no is a way of ensuring that when you do say yes, it comes from a place of intention and authenticity, not guilt or obligation. Another reason people struggle to say no is the fear of missing out. It's easy to feel like every opportunity is one you must seize, that every invitation is one you must accept. But not all opportunities are created equal. Just because something is offered to you doesn't mean it's aligned with your goals or values. Saying no unapologetically requires you to have clarity about what you truly want and to trust yourself enough to let go of what doesn't serve you. It's about quality over quantity, focusing on what adds value to your life and letting go of what doesn't. Learning to say no also involves recognizing and overcoming the manipulative tactics some people may use to guilt you into compliance. Whether it's emotional appeals, passive-aggressive comments, or outright pressure, some people are skilled at making you feel bad for setting boundaries. But their reaction is not your responsibility. You can't control how others perceive your no, but you can control how you deliver it. Stay calm, stay firm, and remember that their disappointment doesn't invalidate your decision. People who respect you will respect your boundaries even if they don't like them. It's important to practice saying no in a way that feels natural to you. For some, a direct and concise no works best. For others, a softer approach may feel more comfortable, such as "I appreciate the offer, but I'll have to pass." The key is to find a way to say no that feels authentic to you while still maintaining your boundaries. Practicing these responses in low-stakes situations can help you build the confidence to use them when it really matters. Saying no without apology is especially critical when it comes to protecting your mental and emotional health. If you're constantly agreeing to things that drain you, you're setting yourself up for stress, exhaustion, and even resentment. Boundaries are a form of self-care, and they're not negotiable. When you say no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does, whether that's rest, personal growth, or meaningful relationships. Protecting your peace is not something you should feel guilty about, it's something you should prioritize. This skill also applies to your professional life. Saying yes to every project, meeting, or request can make you appear agreeable in the short term, but it can also dilute your focus and hinder your ability to excel. Successful people understand the importance of strategic no's. They know that their time and energy are best spent on the tasks that align with their goals and deliver the most impact. Saying no at work isn't about shirking responsibilities, it's about working smarter, not harder. It's about ensuring that you're contributing in ways that matter most. One of the most liberating aspects of saying no without apology is the freedom it gives you. When you're not weighed down by obligations that don't serve you, you're free to focus on what truly matters. You're free to pursue your passions, nurture your relationships, and take care of yourself. You're free to live a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. This freedom isn't something anyone will hand to you. It's something you have to claim for yourself. And it starts with saying no to what doesn't align with your values and priorities. In the end, saying no unapologetically is about reclaiming your power. It's about recognizing that you have the right to choose how you spend your time and energy. It's about understanding that every no you say is actually a yes to something else, something that matters more. Whether it's your health, your goals, or your peace of mind, saying no creates the space for you to focus on what truly matters. It's not about shutting people out. It's about showing up fully for the things and people that align with your purpose. Consistency is the cornerstone of success. It's what separates those who achieve their goals from those who merely dream about them. Perfection, while often glorified, is an illusion that can paralyze us with fear and self-doubt. On the other hand, consistency is real, attainable, and transformative. It's the small, deliberate actions you take every day that lead to monumental changes over time. Success doesn't come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from showing up again and again, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it, and even when progress seems slow. Think about it, the people who achieve incredible results in any area of life, whether it's fitness, career success, or personal growth, aren't the ones who always get it perfect. They're the ones who stay committed. The ones who don't let a bad day, a setback, or an imperfect effort derail their journey. They understand that consistency compounds. Every small, repeated effort adds up over time, creating a snowball effect that can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Perfection may inspire short bursts of effort, but consistency builds sustainable habits that carry you through the ups and downs of life. Consistency also builds resilience. When you show up consistently, you train yourself to push through challenges, distractions, and discouragement. You develop a mindset that says, I'll keep going no matter what. This resilience is what keeps you moving forward when the initial excitement wears off or when obstacles arise. Perfection, by contrast, can crumble under pressure. The moment something goes wrong or doesn't meet your high standards, perfectionism can make you want to quit. Consistency, however, teaches you to adapt, to keep trying, and to learn from your mistakes. In many ways, consistency is the ultimate form of self-discipline. It requires you to prioritize long-term goals over short-term comfort. It demands that you do the work, even on days when you're tired, uninspired, or tempted to procrastinate. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic transformations. It's about the quiet, steady effort that no one else may see, but that ultimately makes all the difference. It's waking up early to work on your dreams, choosing the healthier option when no one's watching, or spending just 10 minutes practicing a skill every day until you master it. Another powerful aspect of consistency is its ability to build trust both with yourself and with others. When you're consistent, you prove to yourself that you're capable of following through on your commitments. This builds self-confidence and a sense of reliability. You begin to trust your ability to stick with something, no matter how challenging it gets. Others also notice your consistency. Whether it's a friend, a colleague, or a client, people value those who show up regularly and deliver. Consistency creates a reputation for dependability, which opens doors and builds strong relationships. Consistency also simplifies decision-making. When you're consistent, you establish routines and habits that make it easier to take action. You don't have to waste mental energy deciding whether to go to the gym, work on your side hustle, or practice your craft. It becomes automatic. habits are powerful because they remove the need for willpower in the moment. By committing to consistent action, you eliminate the internal debate and make progress almost inevitable. Perfection, on the other hand, often leads to overthinking and indecision as you obsess over every detail and second-guess every choice. But let's not confuse consistency with mindless repetition. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over without evaluating your results. It means showing up regularly while staying open to growth and improvement. It's about tweaking your approach, learning from feedback, and refining your strategy as you go. Consistency provides the foundation, but adaptability ensures that you're always moving in the right direction. Perfectionism, by contrast, can trap you in a cycle of overanalysis and inaction, preventing you from learning and growing. Consistency also teaches you patience. In a world that glorifies instant gratification, consistency reminds you that real progress takes time. It's not about overnight success, it's about the cumulative effect of small efforts over weeks, months, and years. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate results, but consistency keeps you focused on the bigger picture. It's the understanding that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Perfection, with its demand for immediate and flawless outcomes, often leads to frustration and burnout when things don't happen as quickly as expected. Finally, consistency allows you to embrace imperfection. When you're consistent, you realize that mistakes and setbacks are part of the journey. You learn to see them as opportunities for growth rather than failures. This mindset shift is liberating. It frees you from the pressure of having to get everything right and allows you to focus on what truly matters: progress, learning, and persistence. Perfection might look good on the surface, but it's often brittle and unsustainable. Consistency, on the other hand, is resilient, adaptable, and enduring. It's the secret weapon that keeps you moving forward no matter what challenges come your way. In the grand scheme of life, the secret to achieving your goals, transforming your reality, and living with purpose isn't perfection, it's consistency. Consistency is the force that carries you through the storms, past the distractions, and beyond the limitations you once thought defined you. It's not about being flawless, it's about being committed. It's about showing up every day, putting in the work, and trusting that every small step you take will lead to monumental progress over time. When you value your time, invest in yourself, cut out what drains you, and protect your energy, you create a foundation for a focused and meaningful life. Consistency, combined with boundaries, clarity, and a commitment to growth, allows you to stay in your lane and truly transform. Success isn't built in a day, but with deliberate and disciplined actions, you can create a future that's brighter, stronger, and more fulfilling than you ever imagined. The power is in your hands, one consistent choice at a time.